Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. So, you've done this before, you know how it works. I just like to always remind people that there's always a reason for whatever they show or say. So, if something doesn't make sense now, you'll either remember it later, see it later, or somebody else will validate it for you later and go, oh, I know what he's talking about. So just keep all those things in mind. Sometimes they show up later, sometimes the next day, sometimes further down. Anyway, so thank you for being very patient with me. COVID kind of kicked my ass for 2 weeks, and then like the third week, it was like I have brain fog. And I still wake up days where I'm just too tired and I go back to sleep, which is very unusual for me because I'm usually up at the crack of dawn. And I will not work on those days because if my brain's foggy, you pay your hard-earned money for this. So, and I'm perfectly fine with giving refunds. I've given a couple of refunds, people that didn't want to wait, but you spend your hard-earned money, and I should not do a half-assed job, or I should get paid half-assed. I mean, it's not fair. It's not fair to the people, I feel. Anyway, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So, he's making fun of me because when I first started talking to him, in the beginning, I called him, he kept saying hi, and he's doing it again. And he's got a big smile on his face like he's making fun of me. He's going, hi, hi. I know it's you. So, okay, so, well, today is New Year's Day. Could be New Year's Eve, but he's leaning more towards New Year's Day. You're going to hear like some little bitty bells, like little bitty bells, tinkling, like jingling, like jingle bells, like Christmas bells, the little that you might tie on a package or something. Got hair on my face. So, no, I don't. All right, so I kept feeling a hair, but so when you get that on your, probably on your face, doesn't have to be on your face, but you get that and you think you have a hair and you just keep doing that and it doesn't. Anything that happens to me during a reading is for you. So no, that'll be one of the signs from him. It's like that thing you can't seem to brush it off. It just won't, because it's not really there. It's that's him, letting you know he's around. He said he's always around. He says pick up the card. Okay, so before I started, sometimes I feel drawn or nudged by them or whatever to pull one of my release cards, and yours is, and he helped me pick it out. He told me when to stop. Surrender to divine timing. I hate this card. No, I absolutely love this card, but I hate it when I get it because it means be patient. It'll happen when it's supposed to at the right time. So sometimes divine timing may differ from your ego's timing. If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough according to your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow. Patient. So know that there's something you're wanting to move forward with, and I feel like it's some kind of a relationship. Doesn't have to be a guy, but I'm kind of leaning towards a guy that maybe you're interested in. Don't get in a hurry. It will happen in divine timing. If it's supposed to. Hey, be patient. I am not a patient person. So he said he's perfectly willing and able to help you with your next step towards that. So don't be afraid to call on him. It's because we don't have that ego when we get up there. He wants you to be happy. He wants you to move forward. He wants you to make something of your life. That is all of their wishes for us. That we open our eyes and see the opportunities in front of us that we need to take and that we take them. And if they can help, they will. But they also cannot override your free will choice. And I've probably told you that before. So ask him for help with it. He's perfectly fine with helping you go your next step in relationships. Ask him for help, and then allow whatever happens. And you may walk into the grocery store and run into some guy and go, ooh, ooh, and don't feel like I really don't want to say it this way, but don't feel like you're cheating on him. It's your next step, and he would love to help you with it. So ask him, give him permission, and then just see what happens. See what happens in divine time. My guides are saying, who are you to talk, Rhonda? You don't listen to us. No, because I use my free will choice and I go, yeah, bring me something really awesome. And then I go, yeah, no, I don't think I want that right now. That is my choice. That just means I'm going to get off my path and I'll be back on. I take the scenic route all the time. My path should be right here, and we all take these little scenic routes. But what did you learn? What did you learn on your scenic route? There's lessons that you need to learn in your life. So he says, know that I love you. And then he comes over and whispers in my ear. He goes, hi, stop it, making fun of me. This crazy fly, the last 2 readings I did, and he doesn't show up till I start doing a reading. So like I said, anything that happens to me during a reading is meant for you. And he just comes up here, keeps messing with me. So I don't know what it is with everybody in the flies. And this one should have left the room days ago. And he doesn't show up until I start doing a reading. So know that if you've got the most irritating fly in the world, maybe he keeps landing on your nose, or he keeps landing on top of your ear, buzzing in your ear, whatever it is, know that that's another sign from him. Might be an irritating one. If it really bugs the hell out of you, tell him to knock it off and bring you a better sign. They're supposed to do what we ask within reason. So anyway, listen for those little bells, those tiny bells tinkling today, and I'm sure after this even. Could be in a movie, could be when you walk through the store, could be somebody drops something in the next aisle and you hear the little bells tinkling from what they dropped, or it could be a kid walking by with a toy that tinkles like little bells, or they could have little bells tied on their shoes. Doesn't matter what it is. I've got big long earrings and they're nothing but those little bells that I always wear at Christmas. So if I was walking by somebody and they heard my earrings jingling, it'd get annoying after wearing them all day. That would still be a sign. So first he said he showed himself like curled up. I didn't even know if he's on the couch, on a bed, on the floor. Can't even tell where he's curled up, but kind of curled up, almost kind of in the fetal position. He's got his knees drawn up. He said something about curling up with a cat, and then it looked more like I saw a dog curled up with him, but it could be a cat. I can't see that clear, but he said something about curling up with a cat. So I don't know if you have a cat, he had a cat. He's got a good friend that has a cat. Somebody close to you. I know that's kind of vague. Curling up with the cat. So whoever has, and it looks like a small cat, it looks like a young cat. If you have a cat, watch the cat, because you might see the cat like staring at the wall, or you might see it go on like this, like it's following a fly, and it won't be the fly. It'll be him with his finger or something playing with this cat. But know that it curls up with him, or he curls up with it. I'm not sure which. Or maybe you were thinking about getting a cat. I don't know. He's not saying. He says that, like when you're by yourself, that you're still feeling lonely. Like, not just alone, but you're feeling lonely, like kind of empty. But you're feeling that really strong urge to go out the door and start doing something. And he says you need to. Absolutely, it's okay. You need to. So, whenever you're like sitting at home by yourself and or sitting in your room by yourself and you just feel lonely, okay, he's saying get up, turn the radio up, start jumping up and down, raise that vibration, raise your energy, raise the vibes in the room, raise the vibes in yourself. He says don't get stuck in that pattern. Open the blinds, let some sun in. It's snowy and icy here today. For the first time, I live in Kansas and it finally it's winter time, but I can still open the blinds and let the light in. He says you need to revel in the beauty of nature, the natural beauty, not the things that you buy, not the things that are man-made, the things that the Creator made. You need to, I know what he means, but I don't know how to say it. Like concentrate more on staring at the leaves on the tree, going out. Well, I don't know what part of the country you live on, but right now in Kansas, I'm not going out to hug a tree today. But things like that, go hug a tree, go talk to a blade of grass. I mean, I know, everybody thinks I'm crazy. Well, I am. You know, when I go for my walks by the river, I always go, I love you, sky. I love you, water. I love you, tree. Thank you for giving me oxygen as I walk. I love you, grass. I love you, weeds. I don't care what it is. That's the natural beauty of the world. It's not big fancy house or big slick new car, even though I do like my new truck. It's kind of getting back to basics. He says it's flipping your thinking. I don't know what he's doing. It's like he's laying down a blanket. I don't know if you guys ever went on a picnic or you went for a walk, maybe by the river, because we have a nice walkway that goes quite a ways down by the river, and people like to go down there and sit. It kind of looks like that. So I don't know if you guys ever had a picnic or you just took a blanket, went out and sat by a river or in the park, or it doesn't have to be by water. And that feels like more like a memory. But when the weather gets nicer, like maybe you live in Florida, I don't know. Maybe it's nice enough you can go pick a spot and just go sit and revel in the beauty of the natural world. He's really stressing that. Don't be jealous of your friends. And one of your friends get a ring, some jewelry maybe for Christmas or something recently, and you maybe had a little twinge of jealousy. He says, don't do that. Be grateful for what you have. Be grateful for what we did have. And be grateful for the life that is coming towards you, because it's going to be awesome. Unless you turn it down and say no. That's your free will choice. I've done it. I know what he means. He says you're beautiful just the way you are. You have an inner beauty that you do not take care of enough. Again, he says inner beauty. He said it needs to be stroked and petted. Never heard that before. The inner beauty will shine out and make the outside prettier. He says, I always thought you were gorgeous, though. And a big smile on his face. I am always with you. All you have to do is call on me. No, I will not stay there 24/7. We do have lessons to learn here. But know that I will be there when you call. Just trust it. What do you have to lose by trusting it? And then he goes like this. He says, but you do need to move on. Keep going. Keep going. He says it would make him very sad if he thought in any way, shape, or form he was holding you back. He's ready to help you move forward. And he wanted me to reach, well, I got a big old chunk. This is rose quartz. Doesn't have to be that big. I've also got one that my daughter gave me for Christmas. Little bitty one. And I've got several rose quartz. Get one. Doesn't have to be this big, but I found this one really cheap. Really cheap. So these little ones, sometimes they cost $3, $4, $5. Perfect. And research how to cleanse it, recharge it. I do mine in the full moon. I drag them all outside. Takes me a while to get all my crystals out there. I drag them outside and put them under the full moon, and it recharges them. And I don't know, it just recharges them. So even if you just put it in the window during the full moon, I think maybe not as good, but better than nothing. Rose quartz. Then when you're in your room feeling lonely, you can put it on your chest. Rose quartz is for love. Rose quartz. Google it. Anyway, he's kind of stressing it. He knows best. He knows better than I do. He's thinking about changing jobs, changing locations, changing something. I know that's kind of two different areas, and yet basically it's not. He says, do it. Whatever it is you're thinking about changing as far as a job, a home, moving your room from one room to the other, something about changing, something like that. He says, do it. It'll totally change the energy. Even if you change your furniture around in your living room, that's not what he's talking about this time. It changes the energy. It gives it a little kick in the butt. He says there's something you've been making a mountain out of a molehill lately. I want to say it's with a female. I'm not talking about a relationship. I'm talking about maybe somebody said something or did something. And it's really not that big a deal, but you're making a big deal out of it. He says, stop it. You just stop it. Let it go. It's not worth it. Just let it go. There'll be others. Let that one go. It's not worth stressing over and rehashing it. Let that one go and move on to the next one. Oh, and then he drew my eyes. There's another little piece of rose quartz. See, that's not very big. Actually, my mentor, my Reiki master, gave that to me as a present. I do love you. Stop doubting me. But if you love me, you will do what you need to do to be happy because that will make me happy. Your vibration raises, it'll help my vibration raise. He says there's some kind of, not really a secret, some kind of a promise you two made, kind of like a pinky swear promise. We probably didn't actually do the pinky swear, but kind of something. He's not telling me what it is. I hate when they're vague. Ah! Some kind of like a pinky swear type promise. And he said he still will in a way that he can. So if you know what he's talking about, ask him again. And then give him permission to continue with the pinky swear. He's not giving me a clue what area it's in. So I hope it rings a little bell with you. Oh, little bell. I said it. And you realize it. Watch for those little bells, especially today and from now on. Now he's actually singing, and he's singing kind of silly. The song from, I think it's from Little Orphan Annie, Tomorrow. You don't want me to sing it. Believe me. Scare the hell out of you. You know, tomorrow, tomorrow, I love you, tomorrow. Blah, 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 blah. But he's going, tomorrow, tomorrow. He's doing kind of, oh, not over dramatizing, but he's being kind of silly. So I don't know if he's literally talking about tomorrow or if he's talking about your tomorrows. And I love you tomorrow. I don't know the words of the song. Go Google that. Listen to it. There's probably something in there for you. He's still doing it. Like, tomorrow. There's always a reason for whatever they show or say. He's good. He feels very good. Very, very soft. Very soft spoken. Very peaceful. Very relaxed. Very calm, cool, collected. Just sure of himself. Almost like maybe you didn't feel that way here. He says, don't forget to put the something out. O-U-T. Don't forget, almost like don't forget to put the cat out or the dog out or the plant out, or I don't think he's talking about like putting a cigarette out. It's like putting something out. Don't forget to put it out. Don't forget to put it out. Now, so maybe you do have a cat. I don't know. He's not being real clear about it, which doesn't make my job easier. It's his show. He can do whatever he wants. First he said hang toe, and then he said hang nail. You recently have a hangnail. Recently stubbed your toe. You recently, what do they call it? Surfboard, hanging tin or something. I don't know where he's going with that. He's talking about you hearing some whistling. Soft whistling. At least that's the way he's showing it. Soft whistling. Kind of like in the next room. Or it's not like he's coming up to your ear and doing it. It's kind of like he's in the distance a little bit. So if you hear somebody whistling in the distance, could be out going for a walk. Well, depends on what part of the country you live in. Maybe not right now. And you hear somebody whistling, or watching a movie and somebody's softly whistling, or hear somebody whistle for their dog a couple of houses down. Doesn't matter. That'll still be a sign from him. Validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him, ask him to bring you more, give him permission. He says, of course I care. Don't doubt me. All's fair in love and war. Not sure what that means. He's not talking. I think he's not talking about you. You guys having love and war. Not sure where he's going with that. Something about balancing yourself. You need to balance yourself. I just felt the need to reach over and touch my rose quartz again. Something about balancing yourself. I don't know if you know about chakras. If you don't, go to YouTube and watch something about balancing your chakras, something about balancing yourself. And everything will be fine, he says. He's tapping on my shoulder. He's going, you too, Rhonda. I have a lady that helps me do that. And with that, he's going to leave, but he's kind of, I don't want to say he's swaggering as he leaves, but he's whistling again. He's whistling as he walks away. He's just kind of, it's not just a straight walk. It's kind of, I don't know what kind of walk. Anyway, I don't know if this is the way he walked, if he's trying to show me that it's him. Just another way of validating himself, maybe. Kind of when he walks. But I'm seeing him from the backside as he's leaving. Okay, my dear. Much love to you. Stay safe, stay warm. Thank you for being patient. Once I acknowledge that I've gotten your thing, you're in line. Sometimes there's people that have paid the same amount as you have, but they did it before you. And I had some people that waited a month because I was basically sick for at least 3 weeks. So it just you'll be in line once I acknowledge you. You don't need to send me messages. I know you're there. You're in my book. Okay, much love to you, Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones.